Hi there, it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I have another project from my February craft box. If you need the details of that, they are linked in the description below. There's a blog post and that's got all the information about the craft box on it. But let's get started. This is using one of the optional stamp sets, which is the Hello Easter stamp set. I'm really fond of all of it, actually. I've already done one project using this stamp set, and I thought I would bring you another one. Now, I don't normally do I don't know, these sorts of cards. I don't know quite how you would describe it, but when I was putting this together, I actually struggled. And then when I put it together, I kind of went, well, why don't I do more of these? Because I think it's really pretty. It's not difficult, it's not complicated. You do need a couple of punches, but you can change that out. And I have done one die cut from the Layering Circles dies, only because I wanted the circle behind my punched image to be slightly smaller than another punch. But anyway, let's get started. So, I've got my little bunny image with fluff all over him, and I'm going to use crumb cake again. So for those of you who don't know, the February craft box is based around the daffodil. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm filming this when I'm still not feeling 100% following some illness earlier this week, and my brain really isn't working well. And I've got a cat hair, I think, on my stamp, which isn't a good look for a stamp. Yes, so let's try that again. It's based on the Delightful Daisy. It's because they've both got delight in, so I'm thinking Daffodil Delight and Delightful Daisy. It's based around the Delightful Daisy card, designer series paper, which I think is perfect for Easter, Mother's Day, which in the UK is just before Easter, and all things spring. So I've stamped my little bunny. I should probably have put him slightly over to the right, but never mind, it's fine. I've then got one of the leaf images. It's more of the sort of sprig image. We've got these three, and I'm choosing this one in the middle. And I've just mounted it up on a random block, also known as a G. And I'm just going to stamp that twice. So I just need to try and get it vaguely in the right place. So I'm going to do them once and then again. And I'm just doing it again so that there's a little bit of, you know, it's not just the one. It's for no other reason than that. Right, then Daffodil Delight, get it right this time, and the larger of the two, what I would call simplistic flowers. And I'm just going to stamp that once and again. And this actually reminded me, when I put it together, I used to work at an office which had French windows onto a little garden. And because we were in the middle of the country, we used to have wild rabbits bouncing around outside, which was lovely. So I'm just taking a 1 3/4 inch circle punch to punch that out. It just fits. And one day I was sitting in my office and a rabbit was bouncing past, eating daisies, and I noticed that it actually ate the daisy from the bottom of the stalk up, and it ended up with just the daisy in its mouth, and it looked so cute. So yeah, this project suddenly reminded me of that. Right, I've got the Hello Spring stamp. I really don't have a brain yet, do I? And I'm just going to stamp that in this space below where I've done my other bit of stamping. And I'm just going to, where are my snips? There are my snips. Snip that out and bring in this. I'm going to have to snip it out a bit more. This is, ooh, what's it called? Why would I have remembered what it's called? It's in the annual catalogue, you know, that thing we all forget we've got. It's in the annual catalogue, and it is called the Duet Banner. And it's very, very, very useful. And this stamp was, I believe, made specifically for it, because in the spring catalogue it is shown having been punched out using this punch. So there we go. Oh, I need that back. Brain dangerous, because I also need to stamp out the large banner in Daffodil Delight. So there we go. I do like being able to use supplies that I've had around for a while, and this has been around for a wee while, not a huge time. Right, okay, so as ever, the dimensions will be on my blog, which, as I've said, is linked immediately below. So don't worry about sizes, but I'm taking Calypso Coral, which is in the kit, 5 5/8, 3 7/8, 14 1/4, 9 3/4 inches, centimetres. It seemed a shame to cover up this beautiful pattern, but I like this Calypso Coral background, so I am. So I'm just going to take some snail, because it's only paper, so we don't need anything too massively forceful, and just pop that onto. So I very carefully told you what the Calypso Coral was. The card was. This is 5 1/2 by 3 3/4 or 14 by 9 1/2 centimetres. So all I'm going to do now is, again with some snail, because it's only a small piece, pop my die cut circle up at the top, and actually I won't do that yet. Grab some dimensionals, which I will need for the back of both of my Whisper White pieces. And this sits really prettily over that, and then this, oops, stick it down properly, pops onto our, oops, straight would be good, wouldn't it, onto our die cut. Then you will remember when I did my craft box reveal that I've only got a little bit of this and I'm using it up. So I'm going to do a, pardon the pun, because it is at the moment, double bunny bow, but I'm going to twist as I bring everything together, because I want the ombre to be at the looking the same top and bottom, which you only get if you twist one of your ribbons. Doesn't matter whether it's the top or the bottom, but you do need to add a little twist, because otherwise you get the darker at the top on one side and at the bottom on the other. And for me, that's not a good look. And then I just need to twist that as well. So I've got the flags, the tails looking the same too. But ribbon is, oh, by doing that I've managed to untwist that, so let's twist that back. Ribbon is reasonably forgiving, and doing a double bunny bow does give you that little bit extra manoeuvrability, if that's a proper word. And then once you're reasonably comfortable with how that sits, just trim your ends. 1, 2, and a sticky dot, our good friend the sticky dot. Just pop that on, tuck its bottom in, and pop that underneath our bunny. And then our banner just tucks underneath at an appropriate distance from the main feature so you can see it. And then again, a Daffodil Delight card base, that's A4 scored, cut in half, scored down the middle to make a standard for the UK A6 card base. I will use fast fuse this time because we are putting quite a few layers on. You could use Tombow, you could use tear and tape, you could use snail, just use a reasonable amount of it. And then just pop that on there. So, nothing difficult, nothing complicated, just a really cute little card. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you need any more information about the craft box, you will find it over on my blog. There's a whole page just about the craft box, listing everything, telling you how to get in touch, which is by email. So let me know if you would like that. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. That was my next goal, for no other reason than it's a goal. I would like to do that by the beginning of February. It's a bit at the moment, but that would be great if I could. But anyway, just subscribe, then you know that you're going to hear about my next videos. If you need any of the supplies, just hop over to my online store and fill your basket. Use the hostess code and then you get to share in the hostess rewards as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.